and how to find a job in France, but also
normally stick to one company if that they do several internships or internship and alternance in the same company.
for others it could be finding a French boyfriend.
It has to be a scam. These are just fake positions that the companies are placing in LinkedIn. I filter. There's an option in which you can filter for less than 10 candidates that have applied to that position. It will give you more chances to avoid the reposting. But I tried to remove cities and years. I did an interview in French. There were 3 interviews, one in English, one in French, and one in Spanish.
I went through 5 rounds.
Like psychological exam, how do you
Yeah.
call it? And I was like, my visa was about to,
expire.
In the company before my contract ends. I was like,
You don't know our struggles.
Claim to be like very sustainable and environmental.
Yeah,
friendly.
but
and said that you should send it within a specific paper, like envelope that I didn't know.
that was the missing point of all of us, I think.
yeah,
Stereotype of them being lazy. It's
No. They go.
she's mid-time.
Yes,
Yeah,
I need my big coffee.
You don't take sauces into your office for chips and stuff like that?
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Masala and the
Salsa with Andrea.
and Priyanjana and
I'm Diana Rojas. Nice to meet you, everyone.
So, as you can see, we're having a new guest on our episode, on this second episode of the year. She's Diana. She's another Mexican, of course, and she studied in the same university as us. Different master, but living in France, living in the same city. So, yeah, she might be able to give you some advices in terms of what is the topic of today?
So today's topic is career and how to find a job in France, but also like how you can transition from an internship to a CDD and then to a CDI, which is, let's be honest, every French dream that we have
That is true.
as international students, of course. So for others, it could be finding a French boyfriend.
Okay, that's another topic for another day. But yeah, now for now, welcome Diana to this podcast.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
very much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So now tell us, like, once you finish the school, like you finish, and then it's like, oh, what I'm gonna do next? Where's the next step? Of course, it was like try to get a internship first, and then converting that. I don't know, like.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the path that everyone is following or trying to follow. The first step was to find an internship, and of course, I think as every international student, we think that finding an internship it will convert that into a CDI or like a permanent position. But here in France, I discovered that was really not the case, as many of us. Because I don't know if everyone knows that in France they tend to do like 3-4 internships during the whole studies. So therefore the companies do not plan to hire the interns. It's more like they know that you'll be there for a few months and then they are not motivated to have you for more than that time.
Which is pretty weird because, in our career classes, we were told that internship is the best way to get a job.
Yes.
And then your dreams are like shattered when they're like, oh, no, this is just an internship.
Exactly. Like what I've seen is that the local people do an internship, then they convert to an alternance. And after that, they look whether it's a CDI or a CDD or more internships. But the only way that I found out that they normally stick to one company if that they do several internships or internship and alternance in the same company. And normally that happens because they live in that city. Otherwise, they're moving cities to do different internships. So it's quite a complex topic, I'll have to say. Yes.
And that's why we have the best person today.
Yeah.
As a foreigner, somebody who's, we can call you a success story because you were able to do it. So just for the audience, if you would like to introduce yourself of what masters you did before we dive into more questions.
Yes, of course. So I came in France and I did an investment banking master. I have a background in purchasing. I've been working in purchasing for, let's say, about 8-9 years before coming to France.
Same as you?
Purchasing, yeah.
So that was my real background. So I was trying to change careers, but let's say that didn't work out. But well, that's basically my background, how I ended up in here in the master I did.
So would you tell us, like, once you finish your internship, I don't know what company you did it, but after that, how was your mindset, like, going, like, now I need to start like, prepare myself and then prepare my resumes and all of that to start navigating into, like, job searcher?
Well, at the beginning, I was very motivated. But I have to say, it took me around 1 year, well, 7, 8 months after my internship to find a job. And I did many, many, many applications. I applied to very different companies.
Do you
and
still
I-
have your Excel with all the?
I have an Excel. Yes, I can.
And
say
can you recall the number of total applications?
easily that I have in the Excel about 700.
And you how many have you?
I stopped making Excel because eventually I was like, if they're not calling me back, it means it's done. So I think I just stopped making Excel because I was like, okay, this is just sad. It's just like numbers staring at me and like, oh, bitch, you're unemployed.
Yeah.
So I just stopped with the Excel. Like, if somebody wants to reach out to me, it will happen. Like, I'm in that mode now.
I just kept the Excel because of the passwords, like the passwords for the website.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's like you already have an account here, and I'm like, oh, I don't remember the password. That's the only reason.
And also,
I kept
does
the
it happen
Excel.
to you when you apply and you look at this position that you applied like 2 months ago, and then they still repost it and give you no
Yes.
information?
That's a real issue.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's happening, but I found out what you just said, that you applied the same position 2 months ago, but you see that LinkedIn says repost
Yeah.
and repost and repost. And for me, it's like, at some point I was like, it has to be a scam. These are just fake positions that the companies are placing in LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's impossible that they are reposting after 2 months with more than 100 applicants, and the position
And not responding to anyone.
responding to
At least tell
anyone.
me that I didn't get in.
No. Yeah, exactly. Not responding to anyone and not finding a good candidate.
Yeah.
That, for me, that was also a shock, because I was like, what are your requirements that you're not hiring anyone? But
Like,
no,
my resume is saying exactly what your
Yes.
job description is asking for.
exactly.
I remember there was this one place, okay, where I applied and I checked on ATS, and my like, you know how they do the ATS scanning, so it was 92%, which is
highly.
It's highly
92 is like,
similar.
and I also got one of my friends who was working in that company to give me an employee referral. So the chances of getting an interview is like, even with referral, you get an interview.
70% getting their interview.
Yes. So 92%, then I have a friend referral, and still they sent me like an email rejecting me. Like, you didn't even interview me. ATS says 92%. Like, what is going on? And then I like asked my friend, like, do you have any update? Because I just got a rejection. And you just expect that if you have a referral, you will at least get an interview. And after the interview, it sucks. It's my fault. And they're like, yeah, no, they just hired internally.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're facing also.
Yeah, I mean, that's a normal issue, let's say.
Yeah.
Even in Mexico, it happened the same to me, because once you're an intern, they tend to hire the people that's already inside. They look inside first, and then they look outside.
I'm like, why are you posting outside and like giving us false
No,
hopes?
that's how do you say, a requirement of the company. They should have they should have done that. They should do that. It's a requirement that they have. They should be able to look outside as well. But normally they start inside, and maybe a few interviews outside. But
Okay, which brings me to my next question. Like, what is the main difference that you saw between, you know, your job search in Mexico, because you've worked in Mexico before, and then in France? Like, what are the major differences that you see while looking for a job?
I cannot say, because I was hired in Mexico as a trainee, and then I stayed. So I work in the same company for 8-9 years, including the training part. So I'm not sure the real differences.
So this was your first
Mm,
time like being an active
applying,
seeker,
yeah,
no? Like job seeker.
exactly.
Okay. Oh, it must
So
be.
it was tough. It was quite tough, but I don't think it will be much different from any other country. The only difference is that in general, I think the job market is quite complex right now. Also, my friends in Mexico are telling me the same.
Mm.
The ones that are looking, it's quite difficult.
You're struggling
They
also.
are struggling a lot. So whether it's here in France or in any other country, I think the moment right now it's a bit complex.
What a time to be alive.
Damn! No, what a time to
To
I
look
mean,
for a
like,
job. I think it's really funny for me because when I graduated my bachelor's, it was COVID. So, and now
Oh.
it's so like,
Oh my god.
like for my bachelor's, it was the same thing because it was COVID. Nobody was hiring, and everything was like hiring was frozen. And now it's this. I'm like, I am just lucky. But bringing back to I mean, you mentioned that it's something not like with Mexico and France, it's the job market. But what are sites that you use here? Like, is it LinkedIn, Welcome to the Jungle, or what kind of sites do you use?
What I do normally it's like I look into LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Just to have an idea of which companies are available, because you can see many companies if you put the let's say the position that you're trying to apply, and then you can have an idea of which companies have that available. After that, I go directly to the website of the company and I apply through it. I sometimes I looked into Welcome to the Jungle, but for the same topic, just to look which companies do have those positions open, maybe, or to have an idea of the companies available that I may not have in mind. But I normally just look what's available and then go to the website of those companies to see if the position is really available and then to apply through it.
And any other websites that you would refer for people who are trying to find a job in France?
Not at the moment, but what I used to do and what I do with LinkedIn is that I filter. There's an option in which you can filter for less than 10 candidates that have applied to that position. So I normally do that because it will give you more chances to avoid the reposting topic and to avoid the positions that already have a lot of candidates in it. So I just look for this filter and then I go and apply through it. I think that's the best way. Also, try to look not only in Paris, many people do look for Paris. And sometimes if you're willing to live in a small city, that will be in your favor as well, because it's more likely that you will have an interview in a small city because there are not many candidates.
Yeah, no one would like to go there and live and like,
exactly
facing that real. Yeah,
exactly.
makes sense.
And do you speak any French?
I speak some French. I think now I'm able to transfer my idea properly, better than before. But my level of French is still improving.
So how did you manage to crack interviews that were, because
Yeah.
what I think what we face is most of the time we look at things and they're like, oh, we want fluent French speaker. So
Yes. I was lucky enough to find a company that it's a French company. It's a very big company, but the official language is English. So yes, they were requiring French, but it was a nice to have. However, I did an interview in French. There were 3 interviews, one in English, one in French, and one in Spanish.
oh,
Yes, because this company has a
Filials,
a part of it,
subsidiaries?
a
Okay.
subsidiary in Spain.
okay.
So I think at the beginning they were looking also at someone that can help with the Spanish parts. So the first interview was in English with HR. The second one with my
Hiring
superior
manager.
in French, exactly, and the third one with the person that was handling in Spain,
Okay.
and that was a French person in Spanish. So it was.
Wow. And would you tell us, like, if you had any, you think, like, the way that you adapt your resume into, I don't know, like, if that might have helped the way that they contacted you, or what was like?
I don't think that helped a lot. what I did is that I tried to leave my CV as plain as possible. One thing that I did, and I'm not sure if that helped or not, but I tried to remove cities and years from my resume. I tried to remove, for example, every single, let's say, how do you say, proof of previous cities or previous countries. Let's say I erase the cities of Mexico and the cities in Spain, the cities in France.
Did
So
you also
that
remove your school, like
I
you-
left the school,
in Mexico,
But you did
but
not put
I
the
didn't put
dates.
the country.
and you didn't put the
Ah.
date?
And yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Or I didn't put month and year. I just left the year because also that will be easier for my employer to understand how many years I spent um, working and so on. So I was like, I don't need to put month and year. It's also was taking a lot of space in my in my CV, and I was like, I don't need this. So I removed the months, and I just left the years. I removed the cities, the countries, and also the address, because here they tell you put the address. But if I wanted to be higher in another city, saying that I was living, I don't know, in Lille or in Marseille or in Paris,
Yeah.
it was already an automatic
Rejection.
I think.
So would you change your address every time you would apply?
No, I never put
Remove
my
it.
address.
Oh, you didn't put
I
your
didn't
address.
put my address.
Okay.
I
And
didn't
on
put-
LinkedIn, for example, because
in
sometimes
LinkedIn I put Paris,
okay.
but yeah, in LinkedIn I put Paris because at that moment I was living in Marseille. So
No,
I thought that it was quite
far.
So they were going to immediately reject. So I put Paris in my LinkedIn. Yes,
Okay.
for true.
Smart.
But in the CV, I removed every single track of previous countries and cities.
Okay.
That's a good
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
Also, like you already mentioned that you went through 3 rounds. Have you been like through multiple rounds, more than 3 till now?
No, normally they've been 3.
Okay.
I think once I got several interviews in Luxembourg. That's something that I have to more than in France. I have more in Luxembourg than in France. And in that case, I went till 4th interviews, but that was the top. I think even in Mexico, the norm is 3, 4 tops, and the 4th one or the 3rd one is mostly to the with the head of the department.
Yeah.
Just to assess that you're a good candidate and a good profile, but that's, let's say, that definite
Because for me,
interview.
like I had this interview with this really renowned Paris-based startup.
Mhm.
I went through 5 rounds,
Okay.
and the 6th round was supposed to be the final round with the leadership to see if I was culturally good enough for the team. And I'm like, how do you even judge that? Like,
Oh no.
like if my vision and mission and my values, they match the company's mission and vision. Unfortunately, I did not reach till the last round because after the 5th round they gave me a call that the HR was like, it was between you and another candidate, and the other candidate had like 3 years of experience in this thing, so we've chosen that person over you.
Okay.
And I'm like, I gave you 5 rounds. I
No.
I did case studies. Like 5 rounds means 5 hours, because each round was like 1 hour of interview, and then you have to prepare for it, and then the case study, which is like 48 hours of work. And then you're like, if you had somebody with that much experience, why did you not tell me before? Like, you could have just dropped me after the 3rd round.
Oh my God, no, that was a lot, because what I faced in the previous interviews is that they do like a psychological exam. How do you call it?
Yeah.
Since the beginning, like even when you apply through the website,
Yeah.
it's the first part, like you put your name, your address, whatever, your CV, and then they do this psychological exam just to see if you have the kind of profile they're looking for.
Have you been asked like some weird questions in your interviews?
Once for the internship, they asked me how many drops of water are in a specific ocean. I don't remember which one.
What?
Yeah, that was for me like, what?
What was
what's
your answer?
happening?
What did you answer?
I mean, I look how many liters of like approx how many liters of water were in the ocean and how much the drop should be.
But
The measurement of the
how would you
drops.
remember how many liters is a particular ocean? Like,
No, I looked.
oh, you
Nice.
yeah,
generally.
because they told me you need if you need to look information, and I was like, I need to look.
I
for
would have
this
just
and-
chat GPT.
Yeah, well, the ChatGPT was
wasn't that great
was
at
still
that.
starting.
Yeah, I would just ask chat GPT like, help me.
Yeah. Let's say it was the old times still. I need to do manually, so you just make the calculation of it, and that was it. But it was very for me was out of context. So, but okay.
Yeah. So, what would you think it was like the biggest struggle of you as a non-EU citizen to be for your employer to be saying yes, you are the right person for us because of your three languages skills, maybe, or
I think it was the three languages. It was also the fact that I already worked in an international company. I work in a German company for several years. I was based in Mexico, but I work with an international team, and so my work was mostly in English the majority of the time. So let's say the international experience, I got it covered, and my job is currently in purchasing.
okay.
So I got the knowledge at the time.
So you couldn't change careers. You
No, I
switch.
couldn't. I
So
couldn't
your
do-
master was like
Yeah, no. I mean, to be honest, I was doing the master for also personal reasons because I
Okay.
like the investment part. But no, it was definitely too hard for me to do the career change. And I was like, my visa was about to,
expire.
yes.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I don't have time to
To be picky
try
and-
exactly. Like I have 1 year and I need to take advantage of it. But yeah, because at that moment I was also starting the interviews with the France Travail, I think it is.
Yes.
Because they can help you to develop
Quote
and to
unquote.
get. Yeah, I mean, I was like, if I need to go through a field because I've been applying to several things, I was like, maybe they can help me at least to, I don't know,
Yeah.
navigate through this.
Mm-hmm.
I was still.
Did
like-
you get any help from them though?
No, because they called me from this other from my current company.
So how many times did you get to see your mentor for
None.
France Hawaii? No,
No, I just went.
registered and
Register. They call me, and then the company called me back.
Okay.
So I didn't got the chance. But I don't know what could have happened there. Maybe I will try it later if I still want to do a career change.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that really works.
And also, like you mentioned that you got a CDD and then you pivoted to like a
Yes.
CDI. So your internship ended
Yeah.
and that was it. And then you got another CDI with another company.
Yeah, exactly. Like my internship, as we previously mentioned, was in a company that was not interested in hiring the interns. So I started applying to everything, and to be honest, I didn't see that it was a CDD at the beginning.
Okay.
Oh.
So I applied through it, but I didn't see that it was a CDD. And when they told me in the interview, I was like, oh. But I was like, okay, at this moment,
I need something.
yeah, I need something. And it was a CDD to cover a maternity. So they told me it's going to be 9 months because the maternity plus the additional months. And
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, 9 months, it's enough. And the good part of the CDD is that if you quit, you only need to stay with the company for 2 weeks. That's your only obligation. So I was like, okay, I can have a job, I can have a stable income, and still keep looking,
Yeah.
and I can change from one job to another in 2 weeks. So still, I can say that I can move almost immediately to the new job if I get one. So that's a good part of getting a CDD, that you receive an income, but you don't have an obligation to stay for 1.5 months after you quit.
But you were lucky enough that your CDD got converted into a CDI.
Yes,
If you could walk us through the process, how did that happen?
That was quite straightforward. two people from the company resigned. So they told me, you've proved the knowledge. You've been 9 months with us. If you're interested, we have a position, but you will need to change a bit of activities. And I was like, yes, of course. I was having a nice time at the company, so I was like, yes, let's do this. The main issue was the visa topic, because to get hired with the recherche d'emploi, it's quite easy. You just give it and that's it. But to do the change from one visa to the other, in this case, I was lucky enough to get the passport talent.
Yeah. So what visa did you have when you had CDD?
The
Recherche
recherche
d'emploi.
d'emploi.
Okay.
Yes. So they hired me with that.
Yeah.
And my contract was ending when my recherche d'emploi was ending. So it was the last day, exactly. I was like,
Wow.
so
Suffering.
yes. And
like so many things have to sit right for this to work.
exactly. Because also, that the prefecture normally takes some time to give you the renewal of the visa.
Yeah.
So for the student visa, it took me, I think, like 5 months for renewal. The recherche d'emploi in Marseille took me, I think, 1.5 months, 2 months. So it was okay, but I knew that in Lille it was taking a bit more. So I was very, very afraid of it. So I told my employer like a few months, I think 5 months before leaving the company, before my contract ends, I was like, hey, if there's a chance for me to stay, just for you to know, I need to enter the renewal papers for my visa at least 3 months in advance. I entered the papers, I think, 2 months in advance. So, but I told him, there's a good chance of this not working. He was like, no, it's going to be very quick. Don't worry about it. He's not French. He's from another European country.
Like, you don't know our struggles.
Exactly. So I was like, I just need you to be prepared. And the HR told me, if you don't get it, we cannot promise you anything. We cannot continue with the process. And I was so afraid. But the prefecture solved this quite fast. I think in the 2 months I got it on time. But I think it was because of the type of visa. They don't have many applicants for it. So it was quite straightforward. But in order to do this, you need your company to sign some paperwork. I think it's only one paper. It needs to have a stamp and the signature of or HR and the manager division. So you just need to have all the paperwork already, let's say, by hand.
Yeah.
To hand it to them.
Yeah, which is so ironic in my opinion. Like, you are in Europe, you expect like, oh, this is a developed nation. But you can't do things online. You have to physically send posts.
And they claim to be like very sustainable and environmental.
Yeah, but you want like
stuff
me to
like
print
that.
out 10,000 papers, submit them.
But that's also another topic, because depending on the type of visa, if it's going to be online,
It changes.
by physical,
like mail
post, exactly, or because the passport talent is by online. Thanks God, because otherwise, I don't know what would have happened. To be honest, I'm very afraid. In Mexico, the post doesn't work. The Mexican post doesn't work like here.
Documents get lost.
Exactly, quite frequently, unless it's like another kind of company. But I was very afraid. But the passport
and also because with the post you never know if it reached there, or because online at least you get a receipt that your documents are submitted.
Yeah.
But
now,
what do I say? Like, I submitted.
No. And I don't know you, but my French was not that good when I request for my recherche d'emploi.
Yeah.
There's at some moment during the instructions, it said that you should send it within a specific paper, like envelope.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Obviously, I didn't catch it. I didn't understand. Again, ChatGPT was not yet in place.
Yeah.
So I just sent it through a normal envelope.
Yeah.
And I never got the reply that they have received it, because there's a special envelope in which you will receive the photo that they deliver it. No, like the sign, the signature of whoever
Yeah,
receives it.
I had the same thing. So I went to the prefecture and I spoke to them in French and I showed them like this is what I need. Like let's vet. Like whatever,
Yeah.
like this is what I need. She's like, yeah, this is the one. And she gave me the thing. And I was like, I'm happy. And it had like a number. And I asked her in French that, I can track this. She was like, yeah, you can use this to track.
Yeah.
And I came back home. I'm very happy that my documents are submitted and I tracked it and it has reached the next day. But nobody told me that I had to put one more inside it for the if they
For
want
the
to
return?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a missing point of all of us, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's really like, I got it because one of my friends told me, oh, you should have used it. And I was like, okay, I didn't know. So I'm just going to hope for the best. And that's it.
So they sent me an email and I was like, okay, now you send me an email. Then, and the worst part is they sent me an email for like that I have to send this document to them again. I'm like, you could have just emailed me with the right thing. So I have to go to the post office again and submit that document again, which I could have, sometimes that's mean that this meeting could have been an email.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's awful.
And then the email I got was on Friday, which meant
you need to wait
till Monday till I could submit it. It's like,
Yeah.
No.
So now going back to like job, like now you're
Yes.
working and working site and blah blah. What is this French rule that is that no one tells about, like
an unspoken rule
Uh-huh.
about working in France.
I have no idea.
no?
Um,
In lunch, everyone like eats together.
yeah, I mean, I think normally for me has worked the same. Maybe now there's the coffee
Machine?
no, the coffee
break?
time. The
Coffee
coffee break,
break.
yes. Coffee break. They do have coffee in the mornings.
With
Before the start
Yeah,
of
before
working,
this.
huh?
I mean we arrive, we turn on the computer, but like 15 minutes later when almost everyone arrived, you go to the coffee machine, you drink your coffee, you chat a bit. Same after lunch. It's the same. You go for coffee. But to be honest, before that, they work almost like the whole time. And that was a shock for me because in Mexico it's like we're working and then it's like, and what did you do yesterday? And how's been your day today? Like, or this user told me this, la la la. So we start talking through it and they don't do it that much. So they really focus on work as far as I've seen.
Yeah.
Just guys, see French people work.
Yes.
all the things that you see online.
A
French
stereotype
people
of them being lazy. It's
No.
it's
They really work. They really focus. Maybe because the time in France, your contract says you will work like 35 hours per week. So maybe they can call it like lazy because of it. But they do focus a lot. While they are working, they do focus a lot.
Yeah.
So there's not like in other countries like chit chat between us. It exists, but it's no. They don't lose as much time as in other countries. So they do take their job really serious.
But then they also have like cigarette breaks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
I think it's
happens
more
when they work.
efficient.
Yes.
Because you might take 15 minutes of chatting and stuff, and you also clear your mind and blah blah, and then you came back to focus.
Yeah, because I think
like,
also
on
there's
something.
this research that you cannot focus for more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Like after every 2 hours, you take a break, 15-minute break, and then you come back, so you're more productive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
That's-
mean,
It makes sense. I
Yeah.
guess.
that happens, but it's not to chat with other people normally. It's like they go, they
She's me time.
yes,
Yeah,
they they
She's
just
me.
go for another.
So, how was your date last night?
That's what I do. That's what I do. But
Normally,
normally,
that boy you were talking about.
yes, but normally I think that here it doesn't work like that. They stand up, they go for another coffee or something, but they are not looking to distract the other ones that are working. So that's the different parts. But yeah, you just have to adapt to that. And in my case, it's like, okay, I cannot interrupt anyone. I try to do it, even though like I cannot continue like this. So I need to talk with other ones. Hello, how are you?
You could put like a sticky note on your back. Please do not talk to me. I will not stop.
Yes. And you being a Latina, in
Yeah.
this French, well, you say it's international and stuff, but
Mhm.
anyways, like being a Latina in this environment hasn't brought any problem to you. Like I don't know, or if you feel like
Mm.
it's not exactly
I
the way that you
mean,
should be communicating, or I don't know, things like
the
that.
main issue is the language barrier.
Mm.
To be honest, all my colleagues have been really, really nice to me. They asked me since the beginning, do you want us to speak to you in English or in French? They are all French, by the way. In the office, they are all French, my colleagues. And I told them, no, speak to me in French. But even though I understand almost everything that they are saying, but to speak is still a struggle to me.
Yeah.
This is still, I forget words, conjugations, things like that. But that's the main issue at the moment, that the communication is still not the best. I try my best, but they struggle to understand me and I struggle to transfer my ideas. So at some point it's like, I'm just gonna
Let's
do it in
switch.
English. Exactly. But the main issue that I see is that to distract myself or to debrief a bit, I need to go and vent to someone or I need to talk with someone, and here doesn't happen that much.
Mm.
So I think that's the main topic between being a Latino and being with French people. That's, for me, is like maybe you are distracting them,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yes.
But in general, I think there's no big topic, but the language barrier. I don't want them to change to English
Because of
just
you.
because of me. Exactly. So that could be a little bit uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
So to finish the episode, we have this thing we call the rapid fire round,
Okay.
where I'll ask you questions and you have to like answer them instantly.
Okay.
So,
You ready?
are you ready?
Okay, I hope so. Yes. Let's do
No
this.
thinking, just like whatever comes to your mind.
Okay.
Baguette or bolillo?
Baguettes.
Oh,
Wow. Really?
Yes. Yes. I'm sorry,
She's
but
becoming a French.
no. But I know since in Mexico, bolillo has never been my
Okay.
top. So yeah.
Okay. Biggest French cliche at your workplace?
Because French, the coffee break time.
Coffee break
Yes.
time. One Mexican habit that you've kept even in your French office?
One Mexican what?
Habit that
Uh-huh.
you've kept in your French office?
Oh, to take my coffee like a big coffee. Because here the coffees are really
Yes,
small
yeah.
and concentrated, and I need, I need my super big
Show us
coffee.
your big.
I need my big coffee with a lot of water in it, like not so concentrated. So this is something that I still cannot overcome.
You don't take sauces into your office for chips and stuff like that?
No,
I was
honestly,
like sauces in the
Spicy
no.
sauces.
To be honest, the supplier of the food is really good. It's really, really good.
Okay.
So I'm quite impressed. But no, I don't. I don't.
I did at that time, but
Okay,
No,
and
no.
the last piece of advice you'd like to give to all non-EU people trying to find a
Yeah.
job in France?
Don't lose hope. To be honest, it's going to be a rough path. It's going to be really tired, emotionally drained, but it's going to work. It's going to work. I promise you. Even if it's last minute, it's going to work. So just keep applying. I know it's hard, but it's really going to work.
okay, let's
worry.
finger cross and keep on applying. That's
Yeah.
all we have to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's the episode of today. Thank you, Diana, once again.
Thank you very much for having me.
Our pleasure to have you as well. And well,
À la
à la
prochaine.
prochaine. What am I doing?